Top right corner of the map, we have Storm Gaming's True.
In the bottom left, as the blue Terran, it's ByuN.
So some people asking about True moving to Storm Gaming. Yeah, I'm not sure. It kind of happened abruptly, but left Dead Pixels and joined Storm Gaming. I want to say like what, 2-3 months ago? It wasn't actually that long ago.
Yeah, 2 to 3 months sounds right. It's odd to consider that this guy was once like Kespa. We don't. I certainly don't see him as that anymore. He's played in so many online cups.
Well, you know what the part that catches me off guard for that is personality as well. No offense to the Kespa players, but there's really not a lot with personality. They're not really allowed to interact a lot of the time outside of Kespa, so you don't see them on like cups. You don't see them in interviews. Like it kind of sucks, you know. It's the guys who really get out there that you start seeing more of. And True's got a really great personality. He's very funny. His English is fantastic. And on that merit alone, I would not expect him to be a Kespa player type thing.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but it is true. Especially now that I feel the group selections that you used to have for like GSL and whatnot just don't seem as popular or as funny. In fact, they just stopped doing it for one season. I don't know if they brought it back. Or WCS tried to do that Twitter thing to create the same kind of drama.
That was so awkward because everyone went like AFK and some people didn't pick for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Quick thank you, by the way, to Great Mental Neckbeard. Big resub. Funny name. Thank you so much. Supporting our crazy endeavors on the channel. Actually, so the whole pick thing I didn't mind so much. It's just like, how do I phrase it? I wish WCS would just like pick something that was their own and stick with it, good or bad. That way it became a standard. But WCS has really kind of flopped around the last couple of seasons with how they wanted to do picks and selections, and I don't know. I feel like I'd much rather have something consistent that was bad than something different every season.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, there's just no pleasing everyone, and that's why they do keep changing, so it's not like they could have something that's good and not change it, you know? There's no perfect option, but that's something bad and not change it. I don't know if they get more or less crap for it.
Well, Base Rate TV's got bad casters and we don't change it. It's going just fine for us.
Ha! Ha! Casters don't know anything about this game.
Okay, so Reaper coming across the map for ByuN. It's worth noting that we don't see more in production because this is a terrible map. Oh my god, what the fuck, ByuN? God damn it.
Well, that was certainly a mistake.
That was terrible. That was horrible. I was about to talk about how you can't really get to the main, but apparently ByuN, in all his godliness, can't get to the natural.
Yeah, well, the Reaper was hoping to survive maybe a little bit longer, just to potentially get in when all the Lings are on the attack or running around, and maybe the Queens are back larva injecting. Maybe it could take in there at like the 4 or 5 minute mark, but now obviously we'll never have that chance. The lack of scouting might have hurt in some other situations, but True is actually just going for a third base.
So again, apologies. I'm not sure what's going on with today's casts on this server. We're seeing again a little bit of stutter as we're peaking around 400 ping, and I don't know why it's happening. I've got no lag on XSplit, no drop frames. Your connection to me has been perfect and crisp the whole way through. I don't understand. Korea, please.
Just doesn't like you, man. I haven't had any Legacy of the Void lag. Like at all. It just doesn't like you.
That's kind of what it's come down to by the looks of things.
Sorry.
Oh, some people linking the Zealot Hockey stuff in chat. I guess to bring this up really quick, guys, we got some date changes for the Zealot Hockey tournament. We're talking through with Blizzard. Speaking of trying to make everybody happy, we don't really have a confirmed date, but I can guarantee you it's not going to be on the 5th, 100% for sure now. So I'm trying to push to get it back on the 6th because that's what everyone seems to want, but Blizzard, I don't know. It's all up in the air. Zealot Hockey hype, it's happening. $3,000 for an arcade tournament, but we just don't know when. Awkward.
Oh, those Hellions were kind of awkward.
I like that fake retreat though as he comes back for round 2, but the Lings never got moved, so still the same problem as before. It's easier to give off.
A lot of Queens cannot
Oh god,
tango with that. They're just gonna leave. So
that is something a little bit characteristic of True, though. He does tend to go 5 queens, whether it's 2 bases, 3 bases, or not, depending on openers. Like he'll go 5 queens consistently. So it's always hard to get in there and get some damage on early. And I feel a lot of this is the compensation. Sorry, I keep talking over you. My bad. I just want to quickly say I think a lot of this though is the compensation, just from how bad his early game defense tends to be.
Maybe. I thought ByuN was gonna go for something with that starport more than just a medevac, and I guess there's the Liberator running across the field now.
But with 5 queens, I can't see this getting a lot done. It might drive off some mineral line mining for a moment. 1 queen couldn't take this out, but 3 or 4 certainly can.
Right, yeah, it's not gonna be too useful. But I also thought it was going to be more towards a 2-base type of push. With how late his 3rd CC was, but no, he's lining up all of his upgrades that he's used 3rd CC, so 1-1. Now I thought with Stim, but gonna be close around the time that combat shields and the push with medevacs would go down the middle of the map. Of course, we're in Saras, a nice map for Zerg, and these cross positions, a nice map for a macro Zerg, which True is trying to get to. Already at 66 drones with a 4th base and a macro hatchery. I don't necessarily like the position of that macro hatchery. It's not as important as it is versus like force fields, but I think it should just be in main. Just safe and comfy.
Of course, we got another syllable this is going on, and name that for 20 months in a row I've never been able to say correctly. NCSR Trade Rider. Damn it, dude. I think I've said it differently every month.
NC Straight Rider.
NC Straight? No, there's no 8. No. See, that's what I go for, right? And I thought it was Strider as well, but there's a 4 in there?
Sart.
Okay, NC Sergeant Turf Rider. I don't know, man. Thank you so much for 20 months of us not being able to pronounce your name. I mean, there are some names that I feel bad about because of how long your subs are. You'd think 20 months in I'd learn how to say it. So again, if ever subs feel bad about us pronouncing your name wrong, first off, sorry. Second off, send us like a phonetic way to pronounce your name in a PM, and we'll try our best.
True is going for a Baliness that is pretty late, to be honest. If ByuN had done a Hellbat attack, he would have been in some trouble. In fact, Jivril Hulks may not be done for this push. Probably not. But also going for a Roachborn and an Infestation Pit. I'm interested to see what he'll use with this Roachborn just to make those same 8 Ravagers. Or is it just, just in case roaches? Or I don't know, because with the Infestation Pit, he's certainly looking towards Hive.
So, just rarely do I get to tote about timeouts. Someone in the chat comes in and says, "Take TV, Nazi censoring German channel." Yeah, that's gonna get censored here too. Please leave. Dumb thing to say in chat. I don't know why people think like, oh, I got timed out in the other channel for saying something bad, so I'm gonna go to the other. Like, Take TV times out people who are shitty that get timed out here as well all the time. Naruto and I talk about it. We just laugh at you guys. Like, come on, get it together. Lots of Bailey's rolling in for this, though. Hellbats can soak up the hits, maybe. Marine's trying to kite, but the Widowmine saved the day. However, with the Hellbats going down, nothing to stop these Lings from that surround. He's got to pick up and get out of there. Corruptor's also going to keep the medevac from getting around too much, but while this goes on, we have the same predicament as last game for ByuN, where not a lot of damage is getting done here in the mid-game, and True is kind of sailing safely to that Hive tech.
Yeah, that is worrying. True, by the way, is only on 2 Corruptors. Like, he didn't go Corruptors. He went for 2 Corruptors specifically. Oh no, how helpful those will be. Oh, that poor queen. 3 Banelings could get targeted down if ByuN is on top. Oh, but he's not.
Oh, but that Widowmine avenges. I can't believe that had range. What the hell was that? Quad drops coming to the main. Unfortunately for True, by the way, his mining on the natural base was taken off, so he's trying to get that established now. Widowmine's getting that burrow. Looking for a couple shots on these Lings. Not too shabby.
Not bad.
But also friendly fired a lot of those medevacs, which was also kind of scary too.
True has reached Hive. He has saved up enough bank while defending to get 3/3 and Adrenal Glands. That's pretty insane. And ByuN really needs to do something more than just these drops, which aren't doing enough. His economy back at home does look great, but it's all like, economy, who cares? Like, as long as his ultras out, it doesn't matter how many paces you have. No bias.
This would actually be one of those weird situations where ByuN had like 6 bases. I wouldn't mind, because then you'd have the money to produce all the ghosts in the world. But 4 bases, as we all know, is actually really 3 bases. What with the 10-minute clock, given where it is for Legacy, to void your mind out of your main. And 3-base economy, this ultra's gonna be tough. Now, he does have a big army supply lead, and again, this is that timing where True's not quite on ultras, he's not quite in Titan's plating. So this is ByuN's time to get damage done, and he's got to get it done. or he's gonna have a hell of a time fighting that late game.
Yeah. He's starting to, though. The Banelings weren't ready. 2 of them roll in here. Not enough, though, and the Ravagers are getting shot down. The 4th base going down. I mean, that is a pretty important mining base for True. The healthiest mining base, of course. And drones over here might get slaughtered? No, they're good. Oh, that friendly fire was so bad. So much for that push.
And by the way, our subscriber friend here says, I wait every month to hear us mess this up. You're a scumbag, my friend, but thank you for supporting us. You're a good scumbag.
Oh, great.
Okay, so while it's kind of cool to see Widowmine, Tunneling Claws, and 3-3 for the Terran, it's a lot more daunting to look at that chitinous plating and to see Vipers coming out on that tech as well. Blinding Clouds are one thing, but Parasitic Bombs are another, and these medevacs will probably go down. Bio already struggles hard enough with medevac support. Without it, not a chance. But attack up here towards that 4th base once again.
Last game, ByuN had the Ghost Academy out a little bit sooner, but it looks like it's still pretty well timed. He got the 4th base, which is a lot more important.
Here comes the Banelings rolling, and Marauder's going to soak some of these hits really nicely, actually. And I like that True pulls back, not wanting to waste too many Banelings here, but as he takes out the Marines, his Widowmines are mostly on cooldown.
Ooh, that one almost got a great shot.
Yeah, drops off the main, though.
And the 3rd base, just every which way. Viper's getting picked off. Ooh, this is kind of expensive.
Yeah, not quite enough energy for Parasitic Bomb or a Blind Cloud or anything, really.
The Ultra count's starting to rise. Only at 2 now. 2 more on the way. Of course, they have their full upgrades. Oh, that one tried to burrow. That's kind of cute. Marines killing the drones, and this is all very important, so True could potentially still get, you know, it's gonna take a while, but on a low economy, you could still try and get a very scary army of Ultras, but because the economy has been cut so much, it's gonna take them so long to get there, and once again, ByuN has these ghosts prepared for Ultras, like actually on the offensive with twice the army supply, more than twice the army supply.
Well, the mines are going to take out nothing really as the Banelings and Ultras walk over most of them, but this is True's army being cut down to size. This is everything he has. And keep in mind, 2 Ultras can certainly contest Marines like this, but it's the fact that he doesn't have more to respond to these drops. I sit here with a question mark on this one. This is really theory crafting. Oh, the Ultras crafting going down means the game's probably going to be over. But would more static defense help True in this situation? Because it feels like he gets the hive tech and he gets the upgrades and he hits the mark on timings, but he can't seem to stop that small push out of ByuN that leads into this. And he ends up getting these Ultras out without an army to support them. So I am wondering, like, sincerely, would more Corruptor dedication to stop medevacs be better? Would more Spore Crawlers and Spine Crawlers in the mineral line prevent the damage being so easy peasy? I mean, it feels like True is only just barely dying in this stage of the game. It's really, it looks worse than it is.
I don't know. You know, I've been checking over his money and his gas commonly throughout this game, and you're never really banking a lot in Legacy of the Void in general. So throwing down a bunch of spores and spines is actually quite expensive, especially when you're trying to just skyrocket to hive. It's really just these Zerg players trying to get away with quick hive and being punished by good Terrans in the mid game. Worse Terrans than ByuN and some of the other, like, you know, cool Terrans you see on a weekly basis would maybe still scan the hive at a good time, but then not really be able to push and drop like ByuN does here. And, you know, sure, they might get the 4th base, but they won't get the drone kills, you know, that really cuts into their bank. And the Zerg would still get a big Zerg ultra terrifying army. Here, True gets the Ultras, he loses the 4th base, but loses so many drones with it too. 2 to 4 Ultras is not scary.
It's been particularly Marines, by the way. They literally do like Marines fully upgraded.
Yeah. When we see like a really great Zerg game that got to the late game without too much of a hiccup, they can seriously go from 3 bases, but a large army of about 170 supply to 7 or 8 bases easily and dominate the game. We've certainly seen that happen before.
So TIL, you can outrange snipes. We actually, I remember, had talked about this before in a cast. Wasn't sure if that was the case. Said that Ultras barely get away with 4 snipes locked onto him.
Ooh. Oh, no, that's personal focus, right?
There's too many goes. There's too many goes. They're just sniping everything they can get their hands on. Fair City Bomb was on top of Medivacs. This was going to be necessary a lot earlier in the game. Too late now as the last couple Ultralists die and Truce Hopes as well. GG. ByuN will take a 2-0 lead here in the finals.